guys, welcome. This is an all signs reading. Going to kick off the week with an all signs reading for what you can't see. We'll go Aries through Pisces in order. It's time stamped, so the scroll bar should be chopped up. If it's not, the timestamps are in the description box below. I hope you had a really nice Easter for those who celebrated. If you're celebrating Passover, wishing you all a lot of comfort in these difficult and trying times. And the saga continues. So here we go. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. See what comes through. All cards from the bottom of the deck. Yep. Oh my goodness. Well, Aries, I feel like I'm seeing the central players here. I've got a King of Wands and the Empress. So very powerful connection. But I feel there's been some deception along the way that has to be overcome. Strength card. I'm not sure that this is current energy. I'm feeling like a deception sort of happened, a perceived betrayal, something that has been very hard for you to overcome. I feel like whoever this King of Wands is may be having some, thunderbolt to the brain, like a rude awakening is kind of how it's coming through. So I'm just going to go with that and sort of do some clarifying here to see if I can get something more specific. We have double hit of Leo energy. We have Aries and we have Taurus and Libra. I'm starting with our King of Wands here. Yeah, wow. So like I said, I feel this King of Wands is coming to terms, maybe like rude awakening over who they really truly love, who they feel very connected to, which would obviously be Empress. I feel this deception came from third-party energy, so if that's not your storyline, this may not be your message. I want to see the Seven of Swords to the Strength card, please. Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, Four of Cups. Wow. Yeah, Queen of Swords might be the third party, kind of coming through a little ruthless. Her back there is to the Queen of Cups, which would be the keeper of their heart, the one they love, could be you. It doesn't matter about the zodiac signs of the cards. I keep getting nasty grams in the comments about that. If I say, oh, this is your energy, this is third party, just because this card is Cancer and this is Libra, doesn't mean that it doesn't fit you if you're not those signs. Okay, so please understand and check with all the readers. We all, understand that sometimes a card is just talking about the element of water, of emotions, of feelings, okay? But I'm feeling that whoever this person is that you're dealing with, our King of Wands, tried to pull a fast one and might have gotten caught. And then coming to realize, and I feel you're both in that Four of Cups energy, coming to realize, oh, I missed an opportunity here. The wrong one kind of got away. And here we have the recovery, like the way that your energies may be trying to help each other overcome it to, kind of bounce back, if you will. And then we have Empress and Tower. Empress being divine feminine energy, she's Venus. Nine of Cups, Five of Cups, yep, the regrets, the past. This person is now really reflecting on when they had a good thing, and I'm feeling the regrets. We had a lot of comfort and emotional sense of self-satisfaction, and then it's like, oh, wow, in retrospect, that is not what I really wanted. And I'm having that sort of awakening at this moment. The Tower can just be about awakening. Something can, the Tower could have befallen the two of you in this connection, right? We have painful ending, landing there as well. But what you can't see here is this person is coming to terms with the choice they made to not be on the level, okay? Whether they were being deceptive toward you or deceptive to the third party, I don't know. It's going to be different for each one of you. It's a general reading, so you sort of have to take your own story and your own experience into consideration. But this person is looking back with regret. They know very much who they love and who they belong with now. And so what you don't see is they're coming to terms with it, and they're trying to overcome that obstacle because it seems like the end was painful and probably permanent. So I'm not seeing a lot of action here right now. I'm seeing awareness. I'm seeing something coming to light in a dramatic fashion for this person. That while they were with you, they were with the one they love and who loved them. And that's what I've got. Okay, so astrologically, as I said, Leo, Taurus, and Virgo, Taurus and Libra, as well as Aries in the clarifiers, Cancer and Libra. All right, so Aries, that's your story. Very powerful. Like I said, the signs of the cards are only as extra added confirmation. If they're, if your sign wasn't called, it doesn't mean it's not your reading. And please understand, I've been reading, for like 27 years. So I know what I'm doing. All right. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. How you doing, Taurus? This is a what you can't see reading. Whew. What you can't see, Taurus. At this particular time. All cards from the bottom of the deck. Oh, wow. Okay, so Taurus, I feel like the pressure is building up on this person, meaning that there's something that's weighing on them. 10 of Wands, it's a lot of pressure. It's very difficult. It's very burdensome. And it's causing them some sleepless nights, some disrupted energy, anxiety. I feel like what you don't see is they're planning to come toward you for the purposes of healing, the emotional distance, 4 of Swords, 4 of Cups. Okay, so at least we have now some motion here. Let's see what we get. Starting with that 10 of Wands. Page of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. They do want a fresh start. They do want a fresh start, one baby step at a time. I feel like this person has learned a lot and is still in the process of learning something. 9 of Cups from the bottom of the deck suggests to me that they kind of rested on their laurels. They were a bit complacent. Like 9 of Cups reversed can be, like things are good and so I don't know how to do anything anymore. And I just feel like they grew complacent and something went terribly wrong here. And now they realize, I have to kind of start fresh. I've got a lot to learn as that 10 of Wands bears down on them. So we have the 9 of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Page of Cups. King of Wands. Yes, Ace of Pentacles. So in the fresh start with the Page of Pentacles, what's really kind of in their unconscious awareness is making an offer. And I'm not even feeling it as, the Pentacles are tangible. So it can be a tangible offer. It can be a literal physical thing. but it doesn't have to be. I'm feeling like this person is very clear. They're very, like I said, worried and a little anxious, but they're coming in with an apology. So it could be that it's not just an apology, it's an apology. King of Wands telling you, I know what I want, you're it, and they're not going to hesitate. This Knight of Wands is the one that takes flight very fast, but what's powerful in their unconscious awareness is they're not just offering you an apology, they're offering you an apology with some kind of, something legitimate, right? Something that would prove to you, would back up what they're saying. Like, okay, it could be about moving in or moving closer, or if there was interference in your connection, let's say. I'm just throwing spaghetti here, right? It would be about taking care of it once and for all, putting that to bed, right? It's an offer of some sort that would result in a tangible difference. Okay? That is part of what you can't see, is while they're kind of starting from scratch, Page of Pentacles, and aware of what got them in this situation, which was a little bit of complacency, they know what they want to offer you. They're committed to it in terms of their motivation, their intention, their action. Four of Swords, Four of Cups. Wow, yes. Healing this sacred bond. This is incredible. I love this. Four of Swords is, it's not just about healing. It is healing that comes by way of deep reflection. So whoever this is has been giving this a lot of thought. They do choose you. They do understand that this is a very sacred connection, and that if they choose you, they have to do so unencumbered. They have to do so of their own free will and volition. And there's their hope that through that choice, all will be healed. Here they are, King of Pentacles. That's like success. It is showing up for you, just like I said of this Ace of Pentacles as the offer, coming in with a King of Pentacles, delivering it is sort of saying, I'm here. I'm here to stay. That feels like the offer. And the Four of Cups is, the emotional distance is what they're grappling with, the disappointed energy, the sadness without you, the sense of loss, something passed them by. And so they're in the process of trying to rectify it. And I feel the energy is very, I feel it's firm, I feel it's realistic. I feel this is someone who isn't in fantasy land, that they have given this a lot of thought, that they know what they did or didn't do, and they're trying to set it right. I feel with that King of Wands and King of Pentacles, you've got the desire and then you've got the commitment. So this looks very interesting. The astrological associations are Sagittarius from the main spread, and then we have Leo, Gemini, Aquarius, Taurus. And in the pages, since the pages are all the signs, the Page of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, the Page of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, that is a really powerful reading. So don't be surprised if this person shows up uninvited, unannounced, unexpected, with a big ass offer for you. And, all the clarity that would go with it to help you understand what they now realize, since they've given it a lot of thought, was their mistake. Yep. Okay, so that was Taurus. In case I didn't say it, this is good for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Some people like to throw in North Node. Fine. Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Here we go, Gemini. Coming through what you can't see. Beloved Gemini. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. What is coming through? What can't they see? What they don't see. Oh my gosh. Okay. Getting some similar themes here. It seems to happen in the all signs. I start to see patterns, and that's what I'm seeing here. You got an Emperor, a divine masculine on approach. Again, very inspired, very determined, has their sights set on a passionate return. There is, something here though that they're sort of anticipating when the time will be right. With that Three of Wands, they have set something in motion with the Two of Wands. So follow me here. You got the Ace. Spirit gives you the Ace. You got to run the Ace is worthless if you don't take it. So they take the Ace, and they got to go, go, go. It's a divine gift of inspired passion. The Two of Wands says, okay, now that you've got that wand, what do you want? Two of Wands in a world of possibilities in the palm of their hand, right? Looking out on the horizon, what do you want? And which path is likely to get you there? And then what do you have to set in motion so that it arrives? And the next card out is the Three of Wands. It's arriving. Ship's coming in. So it's one part anticipation. It's one part manifestation. So I'm feeling like this person has set something in motion already. Of course, we have two very action-oriented figures here in the energy of your person. But they're anticipating the time of, all right, that's my sign. It's time to go. Go do what? Go get my past life soulmate. The warmth, the comfort, the nostalgia, the history that you share, the ease of being in your presence and in your sphere. And they also are kind of gathering up their strength, courage, and their confidence to overcome any obstacles that will interfere with what they have planned. So this is what you can't see. That's the long and short of it. Let me jump in. Oh, wrong deck here. I'll take this little deck. We do have Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo here. All of the fire signs, Gem. Okay. Oh. They're coming in hot and quick to bring healing to a situation where there could have been, like I said in the Aries reading, some avoidance, some deception, because, we've got the deep reflection and a focus on healing, but that's primarily the inspiration for their return, is to bring healing to a situation that was created by either their own avoidance of something with you directly, like not dealing with you head on directly, and or some form of deception, because now this reads quite clearly as overcoming obstacles. So let's jump in. Six of Cups, Three of Wands. Yeah, this person is, again, appropriately worried and sleepless in Seattle here, right? We've got second chances, forgiveness, redemption, reunion, reconciliation. We have commitment. So I do feel this person, what's going to be on the other side of their, whatever they come in to say to you, or whatever they confess, confide, reveal, where they're seeking that second chance. Whatever that is on the other side of it, what you can't see, and what's sort of in the back of their mind is, yeah, I'm not going to make any promises I can't keep, but I am going to promise something. I am serious about this. I am invested in this connection. And I'm, because before we have either avoidance or maybe some kind of I'm looking at you and I'm telling you what you want to hear, but I'm doing something different. You know, that kind of energy. So not an out and out deception, but just sort of like, yep, I got it. Yep. Oh, of course. And then I'm going to go do what I want to do. I'd rather ask forgiveness than permission. That's what I'm feeling from this person. But to you, that was a betrayal anyway, right? So now it's like, I'm going to be a person of my word. I'm going to back up my promises. I'm going to be invested and committed in the connection. And that reflects learning and growth. We have the Emperor and the Strength card. Oh, yes. All right. So what I'm getting here is that this person, whatever happened that led to something going sideways here, set this person on a more solitary journey of personal growth, of introspection, self-awareness. And it was a journey that they've now realized, well, I've gotten to this point and I've got to leave behind what doesn't serve me anymore. I feel they're coming toward you, not away from you. That Eight of Cups can just represent our journey of emotional development and maturity, and the journey's not finished. But what they've gotten out of this is a lot of growth and change. So they're coming back a different person. And when I say that, I mean in the way that you would want, in the way that you might need, that they really took it to heart, that whatever happened that set them on a solitary journey, there has been an appropriate amount of growth, change, and transformation for this person. So that when they're coming in and seeking this second chance, and then in their heart of hearts, they're prepared to commit, yeah, it's going to stick. And they're appropriately worried about it, right? Because you're that person that's sort of like hand in glove, the comfort level for them in connection with you is unlike any other. And so they are worried because they don't know if you'll be forgiving. They don't know if you would take them back. So there's some anticipation with that Three of Wands, right? Versus that they're also trying to manifest something from this, from all their personal growth. And they do have that obstacle to overcome, which is the scene of the crime, right? So I feel this person is returning. The return, yes, will be maybe perceived like from you as out of thin air. But this person has been doing a lot of personal work, and I think the growth is legitimate. I think anything they offer you, you can kind of take it to the bank. I feel this person has really let go of some things that they know have not been serving them well, especially if it interfered in this beautiful connection. Okay? All right, Gem, that's a lovely reading. What you can't see, we have Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. As I said, in the clarifiers, we have Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, and more Scorpio. All right. We got it. We see ya. And I'm going to put these like this and return them to the deck later. I keep forgetting I don't have to do that because I have 12 decks out, so I don't have to stop and get the cards back in the deck. All right. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Ooh, beautiful Cancerian energy. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What you can't see. What you can't see. Whoop. Almost popped out. Didn't quite. From the bottom of the deck. The one that almost popped out was the Sun, and there it is. If it wants to come out, it'll come out, right? Cancer, this reading is insane. So this person very much focused on happiness and joy in this, and in this situation, that would be the successful outcome. Okay? We have the Wheel of Fortune, and here's Cancerian energy in the Chariot. And the message here is, the time is now. Divine time is right now. Go, go, go. We've got a big breakthrough at hand. And then we've also got here, we have a spread that's all major arcana. So when we have that, this represents a huge change in this person's life. Okay? Profound. Maybe a huge paradigm shift, like life has turned on a dime for this person. We have the Tower and the Magician. All right. So I'm going to wait on that till I get some clarifiers, because it looks to me like this person was, in a sense, trying to manifest something out of the dust and rubble of a tower moment. And so now they're at this point where I've been waiting to have the breakthrough, to make progress, to, this is a victory card, right? To win. And there's Jupiter, which just in the energy, yesterday, Jupiter was, the Sun was square Jupiter. Very big day. It only happens once every 12 years. And it's a powerful, over-the-top energy that can kind of go either way, right? And so here we have the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune. I'm feeling this is very relevant to, like, very recently, and it's coming to a theater near you soon, right? They've been waiting for this opportunity for the breakthrough, manifesting it out of the tower, the dust from the tower that you had, and they have every intention of being victorious and successful and feeling the joy and the happiness with you. All right, I know that was a lot. Which deck do I want to use? I want to use this one here. So let's see for you here, Cancer, what we have. Okay, so we have Sagittarius in the Wheel of Fortune, Cancer in the Chariot, the Sun is Leo, the Tower is Mars, which rules Aries, and the Magician is Virgo and Gemini. The Moon. Okay, finally. Yeah, this the clarifier here from their conscious awareness is, what's hidden. This is, what shines on us. It's our core personality. It's consciousness, conscious awareness. This is unconscious awareness, what's hidden, what we can't see. And that often triggers insecurities and worries and fears, etc. But it's also about intuition. And from the bottom of the deck is this Eight of Cups. So I'm feeling like this person wants a successful outcome, wants the two of you to be happy, but has fears that it's too little too late, that you've already moved on. So let's see I'm going to look at the Tower to the Magician first. Six of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Empress. This is your energy here, coming from their unconscious awareness, of course. What you can't see is this person really wants to kind of manifest an opportunity to leave the difficult times behind, to move forward and get some peace of mind after something that was kind of unstable. We have instability and unsustainability in the Tower. We have insecurity and unsustainability in the Five of Pentacles, because it represents rejection or abandonment. There could have been ghosting involved, or, just themes around self-worth and value. And I'm feeling that Five of Pentacles was directed toward you. And so now they're manifesting the opportunity to get beyond that, to put an end to those difficult times that probably impacted you. That's why, impacted you more than them, is what I'm trying to say. That's why they have maybe got some fears or insecurities about you having already moved on and walked away from the energetic connection. Let's see the Wheel and the Chariot. Oh, yes. If we're just looking at, divine timing, the wheel moving in their favor, this is Jupiter saying, go, you got all the right energy, the wind at your back. What's the plan? Where's the breakthrough? I feel, again, a focus on bringing some healing from something that interfered in this connection. With the World card, that is a cycle of life is closing out. A new chapter can begin. The World is sort of the endings of it all, of a cycle of life. It's Saturn, so you can think Saturn return, Saturn opposition, Saturn square, whatever. But we learn lessons in those phases of life that pave the way for us to kind of push through the portal into a new beginning. And I feel in the past there's some kind of conflict or interference. There could have been other people in the mix. There could have been bad advice being given. There could have been just general disagreeable energy and drama between the two of you. So again, take it as it resonates, but this person has learned a lot. They have learned certain valuable lessons, and what they want more than anything is to come in with their reflections on all of it, in the hopes that it brings healing. Okay? And that you can kind of close that difficult cycle that they want to move on from, whatever brought that Tower into play. I feel the Tower represents past energy, what has happened, and what their intention is now, is to kind of bring some form of healing and an ability to move on from it and have this beautiful, happy, joyful, successful outcome. That's what you have, Cancer. So as I said, major life shift for this person. Sagittarius, Cancer, Leo, Aries, Virgo, and Gemini. In the clarifiers, the World card. Capricorn, but also Aquarius, because Saturn used to be the ruler of Aquarius. We have the Empress is Taurus and Libra, and the Moon is Pisces. So powerful situation going on outside of your view and possibly coming toward you right quick. Okay? Fast and furious, as they say. That's the one thing I'm noticing so far in the readings, is there is fast moving energy. We are in Aries season. We've got, crap ton of energy in the sign of Aries right now, and more to come. So I'm not surprised to see and feel the fast-paced energy. Crazier things have happened. Anything's possible. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. what you can't see. What you can't see here, Leo. There you are. So, we got the King of Wands. That's Leo energy. Yeah, I feel this person is also, anticipating the arrival of an opportunity, something that they've been manifesting. I do feel it's an opportunity to offer you a message from their heart, something sincere. Could be an apology. That's possible. Because I see other cards here, but it just feels like I've got the strength and passion of the King of Wands, but a soft underbelly, something very tender coming through, and the opportunity to demonstrate it. But we do have the Eight of Swords, and we do have the Death card. And the Death card, in this case, could, represent some kind of loss, something that died off. Because with the Eight of Swords, I feel that's the rate limiting step for this person. What you can't see is they feel a little stuck because they don't know if we can, change this situation, improve the outcome. Will you accept an apology? That's why I said it could be an apology. But the Death card can represent the change that comes from personal growth that leads to some form of transformation. But this person sort of has to understand that it's going to take blind trust. Yeah. This person is not blocked by the Eight Swords, even though they're blindfolded. In most decks, the person is loosely bound with some rope, arms at the sides, the blindfold is on, and the swords come up to about here, and then there's only one way, and that's straight into a puddle, which is in your heart. Like, what do you feel in your heart? Get out of your head. The answer isn't there. It's in your heart. Because when we're in our head, we're psyching ourselves out. We're telling ourselves the woulda, coulda, shoulda, maybe I should, we second guess ourselves. We overthink the situation. We are plagued with doubt. So because of the Death card, that's my biggest concern, is this person could be like a little frozen, a little stuck, because they're not sure whatever it is that may have died off, if it can be revived with the sincerity of their apology or their message to you. So I say what you can't see is the processing of the opportunity this person is waiting for to reach out. Reach out and touch someone. You get it, right? And the only thing holding them back is that they're not clear. They have to have blind trust because they're not clear that for you it's just DOA, right? Stick a fork in it. This thing died a long time ago. It's fair for them to kind of stop and seize up for a moment. But let me go ahead and clarify. See if I get more information. Astrologically, we have Leo, of course, Scorpio, and Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So let's see what comes through here for you, Leo. Okay. Seven of Wands. Right, like, I'm anticipating the ships coming in, the opportunity, right? But maybe not so fast. There's like this, like, push me, pull you kind of a situation here. I feel like this person is still a little defensive And so there's some, I think they're aware of it though. They're consciously aware that they have this sort of, I'm waiting for the opportunity, but I'm also being a little self-protective. But in their unconscious awareness is the Fool. So I love in this deck that in the Three of Wands we have a rainbow there, which suggests that what's coming toward you, has stopped the rains and the storm clouds and is bringing something very beautiful. And I feel like this person, if that opportunity presents itself, they will take the leap. In their conscious awareness, there's a part of them that's kind of like, yeah, being a little self-protective, has a little bit of that kind of an air. But what they really want, because, King of Wands, what they really want is that opportunity to come, so that it sort of forces their hand to take that leap of faith. They could be, in an energy that sort of is assessing the risks of how things could go, but that's not really how it feels based on all the other cards. So let's see the page. We'll see in a minute. Page of Cups, King of Wands. This person, yes. See, they're waiting divine time. There's something here with this Wheel of Fortune, again from the bottom of the deck, so it's kind of in their unconscious awareness, like I'll know it, I'll feel it in my bones, and then I'll leap. That's what I'm seeing. But this person has a lot of regrets, guilt, right? Regrets of the past, of the mistakes that they have made. They are aware. This is when divine time hits, it's crossroads moment. An important decision has to be made there. Sort of, that is a good explanation for why they're in their head, right? Because they're getting clear with themselves about the meaning of this decision, the purpose of it. How best do I proceed? But they're counting on the Wheel of Fortune. They're counting on, like all the planets being aligned in their favor, and then they'll be go, go, go. Okay? Because they know what they want. They want you. They want you. They want to repair things. They want to apologize. They want to express their regret. But they're sort of in this holding pattern that's partly coming from their own, like a prison of their own making, but that they will liberate themselves from post-haste once that opportunity arrives. So I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune as that Three of Wands, right? Like when the timing and all the planets are aligned, something's coming toward me. I'll know it when I feel it, and I will leap. Oh, yeah. Well, I feel like there's a good sign here that this person isn't expecting, miracles. They've got this Page of Pentacles landing on the Eight of Swords, sort of saying, all right, well, I don't have to eat the whole elephant, just one bite at a time. So even though they're kind of stuck in maybe overthinking things, they're conscious enough of, yeah, this is all new. This is a learning process. It's a new environment now. I'm just going to have to take it step by step as I go, with an emphasis on this Three of Pentacles, which is sort of, cooperative energy. It's flow. It feels very much like a trine in astrology, where we have a nice flow of energy. I feel like this person's goal or aim is to show you that things can be, that there is a way that the two of you can shore up the foundation, that all is not lost, that they're invested and that they care, and they're going to be more cooperative in a real world sort of way. They're taking it baby steps, so there's not a promise of pie in the sky, but there is something here that they know requires you to be in the mix. They need your cooperation as well. And that's what I think they're worried about. They have made their choice, the Lovers. They choose you. They want you to choose them too. They don't know where you stand, though, where they stand in your mind's eye. Okay? So, what you don't see is the plan that when all the planets are aligned, they're coming towards you with a message from the heart that's sincere, that expresses their remorse, their mistakes. They will absolutely be assertive in that moment, like a shift in the energy for the Seven of Wands with that King of Wands is, I know what I want, and I'm going in. I'm ready. And yet they understand that they are going to need your investment as well. They're going to need you to be cooperative as well. And that's what's got them a little frozen right now. And a little bit over mental process, mentally processing things. But it looks like they understand the sacredness of this connection and the importance of this crossroads moment that is fast approaching. Nice. Okay, so as I said, Leo, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. In the clarifiers, we have Sagittarius, Aquarius, Gemini, and all the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yes, yes, yes. All these readings kind of have a similar theme of a sense of good luck coming their way, like a lucky break, a fortuitous moment or turn of events. Yeah. Yeah. And we are in a month where that is absolutely possible. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Sorry. Virgo. What you can't see, Virg. What you can't see. Wow. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, so we've got the Seven of Cups. I'm feeling this person is in the midst of processing all their options, right? How to make this return. You're going to see in a moment. The Seven of Cups can be emotional overwhelm. It can be confusion. It can be, delirium, illusions, delusions, fantasy, all of that. But in essence, it is a moment where we're processing something on an emotional level. Because there are any number of different ways that something can unfold. And so I feel this person is going through that process of evaluating all their options. I do not think they're trying to keep their options open. I think they're trying to process all the options available to them because we got a Six of Wands. That's somebody, making a triumphant homecoming, a return with the intention to offer an olive branch, make peace, forge an alliance, meet in the middle, compromise, negotiate, all those things we do at war, right? This is someone coming back from the battle to tell the king, no blood was shed, no men were lost, our kingdoms made peace. You two are the kingdoms. Okay, so that's the big thing you can't see, is they are on approach. They are on approach with a plan to stay. King of Pentacles. Okay? More responsible, more predictable. The kind of person that has your back, that, it's you and he against the world kind of energy. Very firmly rooted, grounded, mature. Yeah, I like it. It's a masculine archetype of a life partner as well. But they're not coming empty-handed. They're bringing you a big old cup of love, okay? Their heart, their vulnerability. So it's, that's why these options are so important. And there's that Ace of Cups. They're coming in with that Ace of Cups. They see you as the love of their life. And so it is like, what's the best approach? What's going to work for my beloved? Getting into your psyche, your emotional state. What do they think you would respond to on an emotional level in a positive way? So this is someone who, you cannot see it, but they are preparing to make a return. We have Taurus and we have Pisces so far. Yes. If you're here as the cross watcher watching for Virgo, there they are, Knight of Pentacles. I feel like this person, they're processing their options because they want to get it right. They're beginning with the end in mind and sort of reverse engineering. They're being very intentional about this. Again, with the Three of Wands, which has come through in a lot of these readings so far, is, when the opportunity presents itself, they want to have their plan all worked out. I love that Knight of Pentacles. Whoop. Okay, so what's the reconciliation about? What are we trying to work through or recover from or make good on or, offer, wave the white flag? They're manifesting this return because there's residual heartache from some perceived abandonment. And it could have been their abandonment of you, could have been vice versa. I feel it's their abandonment of you, their rejection of you. The heartache right there from the top of the deck, it's like they are under no illusion that you came through something unscathed, right? They didn't come through it unscathed either. So even if they set it in motion, which is the more likely, what they're manifesting here is a way to bring some form of healing to both of you. And I love that the answer is, yeah, and I'm coming to stay. No plans to leave you behind or reject you, etc. Knight of Cups. There it is, heart on a silver platter. Very romantic. They'll come with a dozen roses. Oh my. Well, I'm loving you there as the Queen of Pentacles. I'll repeat myself in case you didn't hear me in the beginning. I know this is a sign of Capricorn associated with it. And just because I say this is your energy doesn't mean I don't know how to read tarot. Okay? So those comments have to stop. Because the Queen of Pentacles is a lot of things. Right? She's the perfect match for the King of Pentacles. It's like, a power couple here in 3D. The two that end up married or in a long-term connection with each other. She's also very grounded. She's the one people go to for advice. Don't tell me if you're here as the Virgo that people don't come to you for advice. So that's really important. That you understand that this person is, with this Two of Pentacles, they are right there on the edge of the fence. They are, assessing realities on the ground. When is the right time? What are all the options? How best to proceed? And all that kind of stuff. We've got this Two of Pentacles. So it's a little bit of, I don't know what I'm really dealing with in real time. But we've got the excitement, like school playground crush energy. It's very youthful. This is kind of lit up energy when I'm seeing this Page of Wands. Yeah, maybe they're a little undecided about what to say or how to romance you or whatever, but they're kind of excited about the whole prospect. And with the Queen of Pentacles underneath means that in their unconscious awareness, it's all for you because you are solid. You are their touchstone. Whenever they come to you, you are the same. Now, that doesn't mean you haven't grown and matured and gotten more wise, but it means that your core personality, the gifts that you have, the way you make them feel, your general nature is consistent because you're not an effing liar and you're not a little stupid, bimbo. You're the real thing. You're that, you're the marrying kind. You're the kind that can be trusted to be consistent and dependable and reliable and all that. The same as with the King of Pentacles. So, yeah, you are the love of their life. And I feel like, they might be tossing things around in the air. They're either going to reach out to you or they're just going to kind of show up. Okay, there's some kind of return coming slowly, methodically. It's not going to happen tomorrow, that I can tell, but they're manifesting it because they really want to sort of turn the page from whatever it is that happened before that caused them to make a different choice. All right. So we've got, as I said, Taurus, Pisces. In the clarifiers, Virgo and Gemini. Virgo again, definitely a Virgo reading. Capricorn in the Queen of Pentacles. And Aries, Leo, Sag in the Page of Wands. Those astrological associations are extra added information. They don't rule the reading. If the reading resonates, whether you heard signs that you're listening for or not, it's still your reading. I've been getting real exhausted by some just belligerent comments. So that's why I'm trying to re-educate. Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What you can't see, Libra. What you cannot see. Whoop. Libra. Whew. Libra. Nice. Nice, Libra. So what you can't see is they're losing sleep over you. For sure, you're absolutely the love of their life. You are the soulmate. There's no mistake. They absolutely want the reciprocity, the equal give and take. It's very possible they were not able to give before, or maybe this is a connection that's fine, going just splendidly, and they, want more give and take. I feel like this person's living in an energy of total wish fulfillment with regard to like finding the one. Like, yeah, I found my person. But there's something that's kind of got them a little shook, a little dysregulated. Like I like to say about the Nine of Swords is, you know, in terms of anxiety and all that, a little anxiety is adaptive. You know, if you're taking a test, you know, a certain amount of nervous energy is good. It tends to keep you alert and, you know, on your best game. But too much can, you know, sort of attract to you unwanted energy. You know, the universe matches energy. So if somebody is so dysregulated that they're like not just losing sleep, they become obsessed, then, you know, the universe gives them more of that. I don't think that's what I'm seeing, but we'll see in a moment. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. I feel like this person is a little bit overly focused on possibly some kind of deception or betrayal, or, you know, the reason why I'm saying that is with the Hanged Man in their unconscious awareness, it's an evaluation card. It's an assessment card. It's observational in a spiritual sense, of course, like they're waiting for some kind of enlightenment, yes, but, and it is Neptune, which is the great spirit, but it's more about like, look at this objectively instead of just through your own eyes, which, you know, are sort of bleeding out right now. So this person's kind of pressing pause now because this is getting the better of them. So whatever that Seven of Swords is, if this is somebody who, I'm just going to throw some things out because it's going to be different for each one of you. This is someone who's been cheated on before. They may have a little, you know, obsessed adjacent energy of worry about that. If this is someone who, you know, feels that the love may be unrequited, that, you know, Seven of Swords leaves them feeling taken. Right? And because we have the Six of Pentacles, which is about reciprocity, generosity, equal give and take. And this person's sitting here saying like, jackpot, you know, this is all my wishes fulfilled. I feel this feels so good. The worry is kind of like waiting for the other shoe to drop. That is what I see here. Waiting for something to turn up to make all this perfection be spoiled. Like I said, the universe matches energy. Okay, so this energy of the Hanged Man is good because it means that on some level they're trying to override that obsessed adjacent preoccupation and really be objective so that they could sort of almost prove to the contrary of what their biggest worry and fear is. So, Nine of Cups to the Ace of Cups. I found my one true love. This person is very, very stuck and worried that now that they have found, right, the wish fulfillment, the good feelings, the great energy, very positive. They're sort of in this moment of energetic juggling, stuck energy, worry, sleepless nights, obsessed adjacent energy over some kind of potential betrayal that will result in 10 swords to the back. This person's very worried about getting hurt. Two of Cups to the Six of Pentacles. Yes. This person's very fearful. The good news is that I feel they're going to They're sensing the urgency to come and sort of reveal this this worry to you. They have got very strong egoic fear and resistance. There's a lot of shadow here, a lot of negative self-talk, a lot of self-limiting beliefs. And I do feel they're like it's building up. Like I got to go find out. I got to clear the air. I've got to make myself known and understood of how I feel about this person, because they're starting to shut down here. This is someone who's guarded. What are they guarded from? We got the Devil, we got the Seven of Swords, we've got the Eight of Swords, the Ten of Swords. They don't know what to really expect now that they have the love of their life in their sights. Are they going to get theirs? Is it going to come back to them? What they put out toward you, will it come back toward them? So all I can say is what you cannot see and what might help you understand this person if they've been acting a little wonky, is that they have an unhealthy preoccupation with getting hurt, with being betrayed, with being devastated. Because all of that is in the clarifiers of a spread that looks practically perfect with the exception of the Nine of Swords. That is that kicker, right? This is the key to the whole reading. Because other than that, Nine of Cups with the Ace of Cups, my wish has been fulfilled. Drinks all around. I got the one. I found the one. Who could want more? Two of Cups, Six of Pentacles. Yes, you're their person, the one true love, and they see you as a soulmate, but that Six of Pentacles requires the reciprocity, some kind of generosity to come back to them. That is what they are afraid they will not get or do not have. And now you know why. So, again, I do see action here with the Knight of Swords. This person will, at some point, not be able to manage the anxiety anymore. That's part of an anxiety spiral, right? Or cycle is the triggering event, the heightening of the anxiety, and then we come all the way back down by putting in a compulsive action. So they are going to be compelled to come at you with truth and seeking truth. Very smart, very sharp, very perceptive. But this night, the action will be, let me tell you something here. Let me bring some clarity. So they may come clean with everything, but they will also sort of want to understand where you are coming from. So be prepared for that. Okay? We have here Pisces, Capricorn, Gemini. That's it. That's an interesting one. This person obviously has a tell. They get very anxious and they can't contain the anxiety, and then it kind of comes out on the other side with a little bit of compulsivity. Yeah. They're not going to be able to just sit there and wait it out. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Scorpio, how are things with you? Scorpio. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm feeling like whoever this is, what you can't see is they are feeling very much a sense of mastery here to manifest something. They're with the same kind of wish fulfillment I just felt coming from Libra, and there's justice, which is Libra. So if you're dealing with a Libra, or if you're a Libra watching for a Scorpio, yeah, these readings may be connected because we also have the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so which in the same spot, which talks about the reciprocity, the generosity, like it being a two-way street. But I'm feeling like this person with the wish fulfillment, what they're wanting to bring about is some kind of, nice, balanced, harmonious energy, something that doesn't have lots of highs and lows. High Priestess, it could be something that they haven't told you yet, or it could be that they're operating primarily on intuition. But let's jump in and see. We have Libra, we have Virgo and Gemini, we have Cancerian energy. All right, Scorpio. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, this person is sort of in this mode of manifesting some assertive energy. They are seeking reunion or reconciliation. With that Judgment card, it is like to breathe life back into the connection. That's like they're taking a stand, it feels like. They're manifesting that energy of, I know what I want, no substitutions, and it's intense, yes, with Judgment, because that's Pluto, but, Pluto's kind of the great transformer. So I'm feeling like this person is ready for something to be transformed here. Let's see the Justice and the Nine of Cups. Oh, yes. Wow. Yeah, like right off the bat, this is someone that is so happy and content on an emotional level that they could well be manifesting like marriage here, because here's the Three of Wands again. And like I've told you that the Three of Wands is some, ships coming in, anticipating something coming towards you, but it's also a card of manifestation because you have to set something in motion first. I feel like they have. And there they are, King of Pentacles. That is the one that masculine archetype of a life partner, and here we've got Justice and the Hierophant together. That's kind of very strong in terms of marital and the legally formal part, and the the observant of a ceremony coming at someone who's possibly very happy in this connection and ready to put it on lock. That is what I'm seeing. And they are pretty much not wanting to take no for an answer. Whew. Okay. Doesn't have to be marriage, but the 2026 version that would speak to you of something far more committed. Yeah. I know someone that got engaged. I think I told this story before, but I'm not sure it was to Scorpio. And I'm like, is that a diamond ring on your finger? And she's like, yeah, we got engaged Valentine's Day. And I'm like, where did this come from? She's like, well, He knows I don't want to get married again. Been there, done that. But, you know, we're living together. He wanted something that would make it more formal. That's a 2026 version. Right? She's not going to go to the courthouse. She's not going to sign, you know, prenups or marriage certificates. But this is this person's objective. This is what they're trying to manifest is, you know, I want to breathe new life into this relationship in a way that comes through as representative of marriage. Got it? That's what's coming through in this reading. Who knew? What you can't see. High Priestess and Six of Pentacles. King of Wands. Two of Pentacles again. Ten of Swords. Well, the Ten of Swords is kind of weirding me out a bit. I feel like this person, this is coming through now more as intuition. King of Wands, they know what they want. As I said, they don't want any substitutions. They know what they want. They're taking a stand. They're being assertive. This is something they, you know, feel equipped to manifest and breathe new life into this relationship. And their intuition is like, yeah, go get what you want. Okay, but they do have a little bit of a waffle here. The Two of Pentacles, again, can be just assessing realities on the ground. You know, how would you react to it? What might you say? What might you do? What can they expect? Two of Pentacles is just sort of like, it can be stalling for time. It can be, you know, sitting on the fence, being undecided, and trying to sort through in a real time, real life way what the potential options are here, like of what could be the result. So twos are always about decisions and choices. So I feel this person is trying to decide using their intuition, you know, how likely is this person to be invested in this 100% with me, or are they just, you know, is it going to bring about the end? Are they going to get flat out rejected in a way that they don't expect? So it's not all, you know, rainbows and butterflies here for this person. They know what they want, and they're sort of rising up to meet that moment, but they don't know what to expect. They're kind of operating on intuition that they can bring this about, but they know that you have to invest, you have to have buy-in to, and that's the Two of Pentacles. Do I think my beloved is really going to go for this? Do I think, you know, what kind of response am I going to get? Or is it going to bring about a very painful ending? So, the more you know. Energetically with astrology, Libra, Virgo and Gemini, Cancer in the clarifiers, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo. Person is very serious, and they know that if they don't have your 100% buy-in, it's lights out. I think they've got something very specific in mind. So that was Scorpio. All right, and let's go there. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sagittarius, that you can't see. Very close, didn't happen. Oh my gosh, okay, yeah. I feel like you guys are right now kind of estranged from each other on some level. There's been some kind of I'm not feeling it was abrupt. I feel that there was a gradual pulling apart, and so there's this this energy of not total rejection, but just like they're on the outside looking in. You're there in the church behind that stained glass, all warm and participating in whatever event is taking place, and they are on the outside. They're out in the cold. So I feel like that's how they're seeing the situation, because I have 2 cards here showing a return. This is, by the way, Sagittarian energy. So whoever this is coming in very unexpectedly, making a return from the past to kind of clear something up, to clean up on aisle 5 is exactly how it feels. And so they're seeking reconciliation with this energy of love of a lifetime. Regardless if you've been in some form of separation where it's been no contact, which is kind of what's coming through. Doesn't have to be, but that's kind of what's coming through. I feel like this person is coming in to tell you that you're the one, that they love you. And more than anything, what they want is reconciliation, coming back together, a cause for celebration. Yeah. Very interesting. So let's clarify. 5 of Pentacles. We do have Sagittarius and Gemini are the energies here. All right. My gosh. Yeah. They know what they want. King of Wands. I see it. I want it. I claim it. It's mine. I'm coming in. I've made my choice. I want you to choose me too. Wow. That's a big turnaround from a 5 of Pentacles. Queen of Wands now. Hierophant. Judgment. Different sign, different decks, similar messages. Once again, whenever I do these, it never ceases to amaze me how much the collective aspect drives some of the themes. But yeah, this person wants, again, reconciliation, second chances. King of Wands, Queen of Wands, they're very attracted to you. They very much desire you. They're all prepared to commit. This is someone that is not afraid to make a promise to up-level this connection with some form of commitment. They know that you are the one that they want. Knight of Swords to the Ace of Cups. Well, they're Sagittarius. Temperance, hold your horses. 3 of Cups again, 5 of Wands. Yeah, so there's definitely been, trouble in paradise here. All right, something interfered in this connection that created an environment where, you might have booted them out. They've been out in the cold. It could be reversed. They could have taken off. left you behind. It's very possible, rejected you or devalued you in some way. So just because I say I think it's them that feels the Five of Pentacles doesn't, there are too many of you here for me to have absolutes. So make it make sense for you. But I feel like even though this person is really chomping at the bit, they do have the wisdom to know that it would be helpful for them to kind of keep their powder dry, right? Self-control, restraint, more of a go with the flow kind of an energy. But that focus is on reconciliation after some kind of event that created drama or chaos or interfered, or other people, maybe competition, but now they know you are the love of their life. You're the one they love. You're the gift. And your love is the gift. And they see it now, and they've made their choice. And I do feel they're headed your way fast. Fast. This could happen very quickly. We have the two fastest knights in the deck, the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords. Even though we have Temperance there, whoa, pull back on the reins a little bit. I feel like even a pull back on the reins a little bit will only delay by maybe weeks, not months. Okay, so as I said, main spread, Sagittarius and Gemini. In the clarifiers, we have Aries, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Gemini, Sagittarius. So Sagittarius and Gemini, pretty strong. Okay, interesting that they're across from each other on the zodiac wheel. They are supposed to be, very compatible. You're always supposed to be. It's what they say. All the pop astrologists, look at the sign opposite you. That's, the best match for you. So Sagittarius and Gemini, but it's folklore. So looks interesting. Yes, I absolutely feel this person has got their head all wrapped around a cause for celebration, reconciliation, getting in out of the doghouse because they've made their choice. You're the one that they love. Not bad. Especially because, Sag, y'all have taken such enormous hits this past year that I feel the last few readings I've done have been more on the positive side, and it's long overdue, if I may say so myself. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Capricorn. What you can't see. What you can't see. We're opening up with some, six of one, half dozen of the other. There's a little juggling act here as this person is in a decision-making mode. We have them sort of remote. They've probably been off the grid as a result of something they're looking back on. Either with some kind of remorse or regret, or just with deep, heavy sorrow and despair. But now, they want to bring about an end to that cycle. And they've likely learned a lot while in that hermit energy, we tend to, when we pull ourselves off the grid, if you've ever done it, I kind of live my life like a hermit. So, I can tell you that if it's not something that you do regularly, when you do it, when you kind of aren't being social, you're not going out, you're not really engaging with the masses, little bits here and there out of necessity, but you're not really out in the world, your growth can take place at lightning speed, because you only have one way to look, and that's within. So that is what I'm seeing here. And as we do that, we kind of have a little bit of a life review. Like we look back like, oh, wish I didn't do that. And oh, I regret that. And oh, that really hurt. And I'm really still very mournful about that. But this person is trying to bring a close to that cycle, so they can have their new beginning, and I think that they're just not sure how to make it happen, and that's all this sort, they feed into each other. The indecision creates a stuck energy. The stuck energy brings more indecision. It's like a little bit of a vicious circle. So I feel like this person is ready for a whole new chapter, but they're not quite sure how best to close out a cycle in life that has brought them regret and or misery. Okay, so they have to sort of do like I've said in other readings and get out of their head and take a step in to that puddle, which is their feelings. What does your heart tell you? That's the only way to kind of get out of that over processing mode, Now that I've said that, let's see what we get. We've got Virgo energy here, and we've got Capricorn energy and Aquarian energy there as well. Yeah. So now I'm seeing from that Five of Cups, this person might be weighing their options and making a decision through deep reflection about how to heal this cycle so that they can get the closure, right? But from the bottom of the deck, here comes Jupiter. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. I don't think it's stuck. I think the wheel is moving, but it's not in this person's conscious awareness yet. They're sort of operating almost too cerebrally, which is how you get caught up in the Eight of Swords. And I feel like the timing is probably right for them to just stop the juggling act, come down on one side or the other and be done with it. And yet this is someone who may waffle a bit, who may think they make a decision, and then the next day they've overthought the whole thing and they second guess themselves. So let's take a look at the Hermit and the Five of Cups. Well, I feel if they're coming out of hiding here, they're grabbing that Ace of Wands. Something, I don't know if you agree with this or not. You can let me know in the comments nicely. I always feel the Ace of Wands in Aries season, always. I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's like a subconscious thing that I do, but I always feel the most creative. I always feel the best opportunities come to me. I always feel very motivated. and inspired and ready to take action. And, maybe it's just a moving from winter to spring. I don't know. But that's the energy I'm feeling here from this person, is that they kind of know what I'm talking about, And yet there are so many options, or so many, things to process here. And so it's hard to grab that ace and just run, because they're sort of just emerging from their hiding, and they've got a lot to process. And I feel they're, processing a lot of emotions with regard to you. They are attracted to you. They desire you. You're sort of a very sure of yourself, kind of person that just pulls them in. They can kind of hardly resist you. And I think something has happened here in this connection, Capricorn, where, or whoever you are watching, I realize it can be cross-watching, where they have the all signs are go, but they're looking back. They're over-processing things on an emotional level. They are just kind of stepping back into the light, like coming out of hibernation of the winter into the painfully bright sun of the spring, springtime. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I just feel that this person has the same energies swirling around them that I just described, that I feel in every Aries season, and they're feeling it. But that just puts more light on all the possibilities and all the options, which is why they're undecided, and focus is more on healing and deep reflection, and the wheel moving in their favor hasn't broken through yet. So let's see, if you're dealing with somebody that, seems to not be able to get going in some way. If it's a one step forward, two steps back with this person, this is what you can't see that's going on for them. Eight of Swords and the World. There's the King of Wands. There's the Three of Cups. Queen of Swords. Wow. All right. I like that we have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. There's definitely chemistry in this connection. So what are they overthinking? Well, they're overthinking coming back together. Will it go well? Will it be something to celebrate? Can we reconcile this? They may understand that you have unanswered questions. And that may be part of what's holding things up for them. That may be why they keep popping back in to Eight of Swords energy. Because if they're learning something here and there's a cycle they're trying to close out, they're not alone in it. You're there too. Yes, you're the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. But the Queen of Swords is sort of like, hey, just tell me like it is. I can take it. Just, tell me the truth. It's all I really want. But this person seems to be a good bit more emotional in this situation. And so they're having difficulties sort of getting with their own program. They have the desire. They have learned a lot. They have reflected ad nauseum to the point that now it's flipped over into energies that will stall you out. If you let that Seven Cups of Crazy get the better of you, and the Eight of Swords, right? Overthinking, over emoting, over processing, emotional stuff. Yeah, it'll have you standing still. So what you can't see is this person is doing a lot of processing, and they are feeling inspired, and they desire you, and they want to reconcile. But so far, I don't see any action taking cards. Like, I don't see anything moving. I see them just emerging from like a little cocoonish phase, period, cycle. And they're ready to move on, but they kind of waffle. All right? But it is not for the fact that they don't desire to be with you, to reconcile with you. They're just at an earlier step in the process. So we have Capricorn, Virgo, Aquarius. We have Leo, we have Libra, we have Sagittarius, and we have Aries. Okay? Yeah, I get that, you know, what I just read about here, Cap. I could relate to all of it. Come on. Ugh. I am in a low patience mode today. Don't know why. Gonna blame it on the sky. So yeah, I could really relate. I could really relate to just emerging from one of my famous I am not engaging with the world this month energies. Okay. Y'all don't know that you're the only people I really effing engage with. I'm not kidding. You and my kid. That's it. And sometimes not even her. So I get that sense, and I'm giving you this extra insight, that this person is kind of like, all right, the bees are buzzing, the birds are chirping, it's spring, grass is growing, just came through Easter, like it's time for me to get up and get the fuck out of my, you know, little self-imposed prison. But it's a 2-step forward, 3-step back kind of proposition, because this is someone who over processes everything. Their thoughts, their feelings, their actions, their decisions. It's complicated. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What you cannot see. What you can't see, Aquarius. Oh. Oh. This person, oh my God. This person has no intentions of losing. Five of Swords. This person is coming in for a victory. I see good intentions here, but I see like a breakthrough. I see progress being made. I feel that this person is grounded enough, mature enough. They're ready to take on that kind of action plan, right? They're ready to take the reins, as it were. And I feel this is coming as a result of, we have the Hermit again, a lot of looking inward. This person has spent enough time trying to understand themselves so that they're not externalizing everything. And what they've walked away with is, you are the love of their life. You are their one true love. They're coming out of this cycle of introspection and self-exploration and radical self-inventory, right? And honesty. And they're saying, oh my gosh, I got to go get the one I love. And nothing is going to stop them. Nothing. So I'm not seeing the Five of Swords in as negative a light as I normally do. It happens to be my personal least favorite card of the deck. But it's coming through reverse. Like they don't feel defeated. They're not going to submit to feelings of defeat. There is not going to be any game playing because they're just going to, throwing down swords. I'm going for what I want. I'm going for my person. They're ready. They're ready. They're ready to kind of bust a move and make it count. And nothing's going to get in their way. I kind of like it. I kind of feel good about it. So we got Virgo, we've got Taurus, and we've got Cancer so far. Let's see what we get here for you. Whoop. Sloppy. Ace of Cups. I'm taking it. Oh, yeah, and it works. Okay. This is their time. They've learned lessons. They're closing out an old cycle where they were always feeling like they got the short end of the stick, right? Where they either self-sabotaged or someone else sabotaged them, or, maybe someone kind of came in and got your attention off of them or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm feeling as if this person has really gone within to understand themselves, looked at the situation and is like, fuck no, I'm not giving this up for any damn buddy. This person is, I've got the love of my life and I'm going to have this new beginning. I'm closing out an old cycle and I'm having the new beginning of the gift I've been given by Spirit of this precious, beautiful creature that I love. Done. Finito. That's how I'm feeling that Five of Swords. Hermit and the Ace of Cups, which is great. Yes. Oh my gosh. And by the way, in case this is someone who, didn't act always with your best intention at heart, or your best at heart, you know what I'm trying to say. Jesus. If anyone knows what I'm trying to say, it's Aquarius. And look, with the Page of Cups coming in with a message from their heart, something tender and raw and vulnerable. Yes, we've got powerful insights and communication. They could be traveling to you. With that Eight of Wands, it feels like all their regrets of the past, all the disappointments, that they've evaluated it, and now they're coming in to share with you in a really tender, vulnerable way. There may be an apology for their shortcomings in the past, that Five of Swords or the Five of Cups. That could be something one might need to apologize for, but take it as it resonates for you. But they're not going to let this stuff stop them. There is a lot of passionate forward movement, action, and it's all coming from this person's heart. And I feel any message you receive, whether it's a message of apology or a message of love, it is coming from a deep place of self-understanding, of self-awareness, and personal growth. King of Pentacles and the Chariot. Yeah, they want to take you off the market, right? Coming toward us. King of Pentacles, masculine archetype of a life partner, come in with this energy of the Nine of Pentacles, a single person, but somebody they admire, somebody they respect, somebody they look up to. and someone they want a lifetime of happiness with, and they are gonna crawl if they have to. There is no quit in this person now. They will persist, they will persevere until they get the victory, until they get that breakthrough, and the happiness they believe the two of you can share. I gotta tell you, like that, there's romance novel shit right here. Like, transcribe this little portion, write yourself a novel, self-publish on Amazon. It's easy. It's free. Okay, so do you get the drift? It's serious. Virgo, Taurus, Cancerian energy. In the clarifiers, we have Virgo, Leo, Capricorn, and Aquarius, and Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Yep. They're not going to let anybody get in their way or cut them down. This can sometimes be a kill or be killed kind of a card. You know, I feel like this person is not going to let anything or anyone get in their way while they are en route to you to convince you of their love, their care, their admiration. Yep. That's a good one. Okie dokie. We got Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What you can't see, Pisces. What you can't see. What do we got for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What you cannot see. That Queen of Wands keeps coming around. This is a fun and fanciful deck I thought you could take. We've got Three of Wands. This person is sitting with some measure of anticipation of what's to come. They definitely want to work at this connection. Eight of Pentacles. And come up with creative solutions to any problems. Five of Wands, right? Can be competition. It can be something that has interfered, an outside source of interference. It can be a little drama. It can be, I'm just giving you all the it can be's because you're all different. Five of Wands can also be like disagreeable energy, right? Arguments. But there's something that they're aware of it, and they want to come up with a creative solution to it and prioritize the fix, right? This is like, how do we fix it? Eight of Pentacles, Five of Wands, how do we fix it? And they're anticipating that coming toward them, that opportunity. And we got Queen of Wands, beautiful energy, very drawn to you for sure. And yet they know that you're kind of, there's a certain amount of, I might want you, but I don't need you energy coming from this card because we have the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords could just be coming through as an end of a painful cycle. Okay? End of a painful cycle. I'm waiting for my opportunity to arrive to work this conflict, whatever it is, out. And you're sort of like the North Star, right? You're the light that's shining in the distance that they're drawn to. We'll see how that Ten of Swords works out. We've got Aries energy here. Three of Wands. Oh, yes. Okay. So, again, this person sort of has a plan. They are going to be moving toward you very slowly and deliberately. So this isn't something that's going to happen quick, fast, in a hurry, because they're being very deliberate and intentional. They're wanting to cross all their T's, dot all their I's. They want to get it right the first time. I like the Knight of Pentacles because a lot of conscious energy goes into it. There's no impulse here. And from the bottom of the deck, this Page of Cups, there's real tenderness. This person is sort of preparing to make you an offer. Of course, knights always make offers, but pages are messengers, and I think the offer's gonna come with messages that are very sincere, well thought out, tender, okay, loving, sweet. Could be an apology. I can see, because we have the Five of Wands and the Ten of Swords, it could be that, they're coming in with an apology, and it's one you can take to the bank, that they're sincere about it, that they mean it, because they're acting in a real methodical, deliberate, intentional way. Let's see what we get from the Eight of Pentacles, Five of Wands. Yeah, I like that we have both of these are from the bottom of the deck, little messages of love and passion, but there's optimism here, there's sweetness and sincerity here. But I'm feeling like this person is really evaluating, really assessing the past and where the mistakes were made, any regrets they have. Since they may be coming in with an apology, it helps for them to kind of have stopped all the crazy forward motion, no more need to be impulsive. That's why I like the Knight of Pentacles here. And to really sort of evaluate everything from the 30,000 foot view. Be more objective about the situation. Where was the conflict coming from? What created the tension? What, do I need to fix, or what needs to be repaired, or, what needs to be prioritized? So I like the Hanged Man because they're not being impulsive about it, and they're looking backward with a healthy amount of respect for mistakes made, feelings hurt, despair, sadness, grief, sorrow, whatever, but they are optimistic. They're optimistic that it can be fixed, that it can be repaired, that a sincere, processed apology, it'll be specific, it'll be tangible, and when that opportunity arrives, I think they'll know exactly what to say to express how they feel about whatever unfolded that created the tension, or created the sadness, or created their regrets. Queen of Wands, Ten of Swords. Yeah. Wow. Oh, God. Yeah, this person is seeking to repair this, to have a reconciliation, to redeem themselves in your eyes, as you are this, like I said, this glowing beam of light in the distance. They want to breathe new life into a connection that maybe had a painful ending because They see you. I mean, how many times has this Ace of Cups come out across all the readings? A lot. You are this gift, and they literally being called up out of the grave, right? For a second chance at this love if they get it right. Underneath is the Five of Swords. I'm going to tell you, I see it again as reversed. I see it as I'm not going to sabotage this, and I'm not going to let anybody else get in my effing way. It's not going to happen, right? There's something about this from the bottom of the deck inside, like, you know, this could be somebody who has in the past, you know, fallen prey to feeling easily defeated and giving up, or taking things very personally and then kind of sabotaging the whole thing by playing head games and, you know, zero-sum game baby bullshit, whatever. And yeah, and, you know, if you're the Queen of Wands, ain't nobody got time for that. No. So I'm feeling like this person is kind of almost aware of their tendency and is correcting course. So I love the Knight of Pentacles because there's no impulse here. This is very well reasoned, very thought through. An apology, like I said, that will be legit, that you could take to the bank. Appropriately taking the time needed to evaluate mistakes that were made, regrets that they have, disappointment, despair, how you might have felt. Optimistically focused on repairing that damage and prioritizing the relationship. And they are not going to let themselves like step on the rake or face plant. They're not going to do it. They're definitely focused on reconciling, repairing, redeeming themselves, because you are their one true love. You're the love of their life. I think that's pretty special. And it requires the kind of methodical approach that they're giving it. That's what makes me find it believable. Okay? So we have here Aries energy from the main spread. In the clarifiers, we have Pisces. We have all the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have Virgo. We have all the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and more Scorpio. That is what I have for you. If any of you were left watching other than Pisces, love you, thank you. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you got a hype, like, give me a thumb, hype if you have one to spare. It's Monday, so we all got new ones. And come join us in the All Access Pass here. Join the channel if you click that little link. Do so from a laptop or a desktop, though, because otherwise the app adds $5. But come join us. We have a couple dozen now. This week I will be definitely doing a live reading for the membership here on YouTube. And I was going to do it this weekend, but I completely forgot that it was Easter and Passover. That's how out of touch with the calendar I am. All right, guys. So thanks again. Bye for now.